I'm Laura Jackson, the conductor and music director of the Reno film.
I'm Michelle Isaac. I am the composer of the piece you're about to hear, Pressing Truths.
It is so exciting to me when we have an anniversary around which everybody can come. We all have some experience of living in this nation. And here we were approaching the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And I thought, this is an amazing potential project for us to embark on. I started to look at the Declaration itself. I saw 48 delegate signatures. But down at the bottom, I saw a name that I have never seen before, Mary Katherine Goddard. To see a woman's name in full at the bottom of the Declaration of Independence raised all sorts of questions to me. Who is this person? What was she about? And as I looked into it, I found this incredible source of determination, of inspiration. I got really fired up about this project and just decided that this was the focal point from which we should look at the Declaration of Independence.
Mary Katherine Goddard was a newspaper publisher, a printer, and the postmaster of Baltimore during the American Revolution. This piece touches on three major points in her life. The first is during the Revolution, her newspaper, the Maryland Journal, published a lot of pro-revolutionary material to sort of rally the people of Baltimore for the patriot cause. The next important part of her story is that she was asked by the Founding Fathers to create a printing of the Declaration of Independence, and it was the first printing of it that included all of the full names of all of the signers. And she decided in that moment to also print her full name at the bottom. Even though in her newspapers, she only put printed by M.K. Goddard, at this document, the Declaration of Independence, she printed by Mary Katherine Goddard. The third part of her story that's in the piece is her being fired from her job without any cause.
From the very first sketches that Michelle sent me, I could see the kernel of an extraordinary piece. I could see the energy of Mary Katherine Goddard's passion, her drive. She was so determined and selfless and driven to do what she did for the birth of this nation. And yet she was among the most vulnerable. She was a woman in the late 1700s. She was technically powerless. And yet through the force of her own will and vision, she did so much for others, for her community, for her nation.
Something that struck me immediately about Mary Katherine Goddard's story is the complexity of the relationship she had with the government. And there's this duality of immense pride and willing to put her life on the line for this country. And then also this feeling of disappointment, betrayal. In thinking about the two sides of this, it immediately made me think of the two sides of printed text during the time. So you have the finished product, which is this nice piece of parchment, with this beautifully written words on it. But in order to get that, you have typeset that is put in upside down and backwards, completely covered in this sticky tar-like ink. And just the idea that these two things are necessary for each other, it really struck me. And so much that I wanted the music to reflect that in some way. I took my melody for the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, and I started playing with the notes like they were set on a printing press. I wrote them out backwards, I wrote them out upside down and backwards, and I ended up with melodies that show up in the piece. So the very first thing you hear the soloist sing is actually the melody backwards of the Declaration of Independence. The thing that I keep coming back to, and it makes me just fill with pride, is the moment that she would have decided to put her full name on the Declaration of Independence. Getting into her head at that time, trying to understand what decisions and what feelings she was feeling that led her to do that, I find incredibly empowering. That part still gives me chills.
This piece beautifully captures drama, suspense, the impatience that Mary Katherine Goddard had to create something really special in this land and what this nation could be. It also makes me feel as though I fall off a cliff with her when the pressing truths, the things that she has written and believed in and built, suddenly don't seem to be true for her personally. You really feel that in this piece. For this project, I looked long and hard for the right composer. What I wanted was somebody that would really take ownership of this story and this history and to delve into it and approach it very thoughtfully. I wanted somebody who I knew would write great music, that the orchestra would respect, that the audience would love, that this is a person that can communicate through their craft immediately. But what I found was a storyteller, somebody who has invested more than anybody I've ever seen at trying to capture the essence of this woman's journey, of the contradictions in her life, and then putting that in the music for us.
So I took a trip to Washington, D.C., and from there I went to Baltimore. I realized that being asked to write a piece celebrating the Declaration of Independence, it was probably important for me to actually go see the document, which I'd never seen before. Because for me as a composer, it's a very visceral, emotional storytelling medium. And I really get inspired by being in the actual places that people were whose stories I'm telling. I walked along the harbor and looked out into the water and imagined what she felt in these pivotal moments in her life that I try to capture in my piece. Being asked to print the Declaration of Independence, what did she feel when she was asked to do that and when she made the decision to put her name on it as well? When she lost her job, after fighting for so long for the founding of this country, to have the government sort of reject her, how that betrayal must have felt. And being in this space, looking out into these same waters, it was incredible how in touch I felt with her emotional journey as I imagined it. I think the amazing thing about new music and being a composer is that I do my job, a lot of it is by myself, and then this finished piece gets handed off to incredible artists who put themselves into it. And from there, it is presented to an audience who it's up to them to interpret it however they're going to interpret it. I hope the audience, after hearing this piece, takes with them a moment to reflect on the words of the Declaration of Independence that we all know are so important, but I think that sometimes they're very easy to take for granted.
A 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence is a real moment. It's a moment where we can step back and look anew at this document. What do these words mean to us now? What do they mean to us as a person, as an individual, as a community, and as a nation? Mary Katherine Goddard is someone I never knew anything about, and yet she is a founding mother of this nation.
I am incredibly excited and grateful to have Laura Jackson lead the Reno Phil in the world premiere of this piece. Just being asked to write a piece for such high caliber, world-class musicians is an extreme honor. And there is nothing like hearing fantastic musicians like the Reno Phil play your music for the first time.
I am so excited for all of you to hear what I think is an extraordinarily powerful piece, Pressing Truths by Michelle Isaac.